Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to read to you a little story. Hope you like it. Once upon a time, in a bustling city in China, there lived a young and ambitious student named Li Mei. She had always been a diligent student, excelling in her studies and especially in English. She had spent countless hours memorizing thousands of words and sentences, acing every English exam throughout her school years. Li Mei's dream was to study abroad in the United States, a land of opportunity and knowledge. Her dream finally came true when she received acceptance letters from several prestigious American universities. She chose to attend a renowned university in Boston, Massachusetts. Excitement and anticipation filled her heart as she boarded the plane, leaving behind the familiar streets of her hometown in China for the promise of a bright future in America. However, from the moment she stepped off the plane onto American soil, Li Mei was engulfed in a whirlwind of culture shock. Everything was different, from the way people dressed, the food they ate, to the way they greeted one another with cheerful smiles and warm hellos. In China, people rarely made eye contact or exchanged pleasantries with strangers. The friendliness of Americans bewildered her. Despite having studied English diligently since childhood and acing every English exam, she found herself unable to communicate effectively with the native speakers. The phrases she had memorized and the sentences she had practiced seemed useless in the face-to-face conversations. Soon after settling in, Li Mei gravitated toward a group of fellow Chinese students who made her feel at home. They spoke Chinese, and it was a comforting escape from the intimidating world of English conversations. She began avoiding interactions with American students, quietly entering classrooms with her head down, avoiding eye contact, and feeling isolated. In class, the professor's lecture sounded like a blur, except when the speaker was Indian. Their accent, though different, was somehow easier for her to grasp, leaving her utterly perplexed. One fateful night, her Chinese friends invited her to a movie. As the lights dimmed and the screen lit up, they were greeted by rapid-fire English dialogues with no subtitles. None of them could comprehend a word. The English was too fast, the words blending into an incomprehensible stream. Walking back to her tiny apartment in the college campus district, she observed American people laughing and conversing joyfully. She yearned to be part of their world, but it felt impossible. She had noticed that her avoidance of social niceties, like greetings, had earned her a reputation as rude among her American peers. Li Mei slowly began to realize that Americans were exceptionally friendly and that small talk and greetings were integral to their culture. She observed that those who didn't engage in such customs often appeared isolated and unhappy, and she questioned if she was becoming one of them, an outcast. One night, she had a wild dream of being in a corporate meeting, unable to understand her boss and colleagues, eventually losing her job and having to go back to China. Her dreams of mastering English and thriving in the USA shattered. Li Mei had initially believed that academic success was the key to her American dream. Still, she now realized that cultural adaptation and effective communication were equally crucial. She feared her lack of social skills would hinder her career prospects and eventually lead to her return to China, a failure in her own eyes. That morning, after her dreadful nightmare, she desperately sought a solution, leading her to George, her talky English teacher. That's me, by the way. George was a breath of fresh air, unlike any teacher she had encountered in China. He was energetic, humorous, good-looking, and passionate about helping her improve her English. George's teaching method was unconventional. He emphasized pronunciation, understanding the rhythm of American English, and the importance of using words effectively rather than just memorizing them. He removed subtitles from every video she watched, pushing her out of her comfort zone. With persistence and guidance from her teacher, Li Mei practiced listening, shadowing, and mastering the rhythm of American English. She began to understand speakers, their idioms, and expressions. Her new English teacher taught her to practice with intention, time herself, shadow native speakers, and understand the nuances of American English. Encouraged by her progress, George nudged Li Wei to step out of her comfort zone. He suggested she join a spoken poetry class. Terrified at first, she trembled on her debut, but gradually found her voice. Through relentless practice and determination, she stood on stage, reciting poems with confidence and flair. At first, it was tough. She struggled to understand the various accents, idioms, and phrasal verbs, but George was patient, guiding her through listening exercises and shadowing techniques. He exposed her to a diverse array of content: corporate talks, spoken poetry, TED Talks, interviews, and TV series, challenging her to grasp the language's nuances. With determination and George's guidance, Li Wei began to grasp the subtleties of English. She embraced a basic vocabulary, understanding that using words effectively was more crucial than memorizing thousands of them. Slowly, she started understanding the idiomatic expressions and the cultural context behind them. As her English improved, her Chinese friends grew distant, longing for the Li Mei they used to know. But Li Mei was determined to pursue her dreams and embrace her newfound confidence. Li Mei's transformation was remarkable. Her demeanor changed from a shy and reserved person to an outgoing and vibrant young woman. She began to greet her American classmates with friendly smiles and hellos. Some of the girls even invited her to their homes for dinner, where she encountered more cultural differences. She learned that it was polite to bring a small gift to the hostess, arrive punctually at the agreed upon time, and that in American homes, food was passed around the table for self-serving. She also had her first encounter with Latin American culture when a new Latin American friend greeted her with a warm hug and a kiss on the cheek, leaving her pleasantly shocked. Her friends explained that such gestures were normal in Latin culture. Li Mei continued to adapt to her multicultural environment, realizing that America was a diverse melting pot, a stark contrast to the China she knew, where everyone was Chinese. As Li Mei looked back on her journey, she couldn't help but feel grateful for her transformation. She had overcome culture shock, language barriers, and her fear of speaking English. With her teacher's guidance, she had unlocked the missing piece of her American dream: a vibrant, successful, and confident life in the United States. Time passed, and Li Wei's transformation was remarkable. She became the head of her department, her flawless English opening doors to international opportunities for her company. Her ability to engage in small talk, crack jokes, and lead discussions made her a valued asset. Her colleagues admired her, not just for her language skills, but for the confidence and charm with which she carried herself. In the end, Li Wei's story became an inspiration to many, proving that with dedication, the right guidance, and a willingness to embrace challenges, one could overcome even the most formidable obstacles. So there's the story, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you for the next story in a couple of days. Thank you.